Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we're going to do a word sort with all of these words. We're going to use the word sort so we can kind of figure out what words mean and what kind of patterns we notice in words. And that'll help us with spelling later on in life and right now as you finish 4th grade. So here's your words. You're going to sort them. We're going to sort them based on how they look. So we're not really worried about what they mean right now, but think about what the words look like, what was added or what was taken away. I just want y'all to kind of work together now on sorting these words. There's only 2 categories. So let's try and figure out what that sort is going to be. And move them around, but you'll have 2 columns when you get done. Feel free to talk about them, tell each other what you think. Just kind of work together on. There will be 2 groups.
I know the 2 groups could be. The 2 groups could be like ible and ible. Ible and ible. Yeah. So y'all's a bull, and ours could be ible.
Very good. Okay, let's kind of sort them that way and see what we see. Uh-oh. Be careful.
What if there's ible?
Alright, so basically y'all are saying the girls have ible, and the boys are having, what's at the end of your words?
Bull.
A bowl. Okay. Or able. Okay. Let's sort them all out and see what they look like. Alright, let's see. Alright, what do you notice here about all of your words,
They
boys?
have able.
Okay, so we see A-B-L-E at the end. Girls, what do you notice about your words?
They have ible.
They all have ible or I-B-L-E at the end of each word. Does anybody know what those A-B-L-E and I-B-L-E are called? What are they called, Reagan?
Able means that you're able to do it.
Okay, it means you're able to do it. What do you call that? Like if I add this to the end of a word, what do I call that? Because you're right about what it means. Not quite a prefix. What's that other word?
A suffix.
Suffix.
Oh.
Have y'all heard the term suffix before?
Yes.
So is a suffix added to the beginning of a word or the end? It's added to the end. Notice each one of your words has a suffix. So now we're going to talk about what those suffixes mean, because a suffix can change the meaning of a word, and it can also change what a word is. Like it can change a noun to a verb, well, verb to a noun. So sometimes it will change what part of speech the word is. So let's write these down. Well, you can just watch me as I write them. You did a really good job because those are your categories. A-B-L-E and I-B-L-E. Very proud of you for seeing that. Alright, so both of these suffixes mean the same thing. A-B-L-E means the same thing as I-B-L-E, and Reagan has already kind of told us what A-B-L-E means. What does A-B-L-E mean?
It means you're able to do something.
Good. It means you're able to do something. Able to do. Capable of doing. So we kind of have a lot of different meanings here. These both can mean that you're able to do it, you're capable of doing it, or here's another word. The tendency to do. Tendency to. So these all mean the same thing. So now we're going to kind of look at certain words and see if we can figure out what the root word is after we take our suffix off. Okay? So the first word that I want to look at with all of you is this. What word is that?
Readable.
Readable. Now, what is our suffix in readable?
Able.
Able or able. And so if I look at it, who can raise their hand and tell me what the root word is? What's the root word? The word before we added the suffix. Carly?
Read.
Read. So we have the word read here. And we have the suffix able. So if I kind of look at the word readable, what do you think that means, Landon?
You can read it.
You can read it, or we're able to read it. Does that make sense? So you're kind of taking your root word and your suffix and you're breaking down that word into a simple meaning. Let's do another word. Let's do this word. What is that word?
Edible.
Edible. That one's a little different. Can anybody think about the root word that edible comes from? Because that one is kind of an oddball. Reagan, what do you think edible means?
It means that you can eat it.
Good. It means that you can eat it or you're able to eat it. So the root word would be what? Not ed. You said it. I think this root word is a little different, but what did you just tell me it means? You're able to what? Eat it. So we can't say eatable. We just call it edible. So this one is kind of an oddball because if you look at ible, we can't say the root word is ed, can we? I don't know who ed is.
My papa.
But I know that comes from the word eat, so able to eat. Let's pick another word. Elizabeth, I want you to answer this one. What word is this, everybody?
Breakable.
That word is breakable. Elizabeth, what do you think breakable means? You have your suffix, which is what?
Break.
Not your suffix. What's your suffix?
Able.
Able. Our suffix, remember, we add it to the end. So what is your root word in there?
Break.
Your root word is break. So if I have break as my root word, here's break. I know that able means capable of or having the tendency to or being able to. So what does breakable mean?
You can break it.
You can break it or we're able to break it. What's something that's breakable? I want to hear from everybody. What's something that's breakable?
Glass.
Glass. What's something else, Aiden, that's breakable?
I'm gonna go with
Something you can break. A lamp. Good. Your mom would not be happy if you wrote that. Reagan, what else is breakable?
a chandelier.
A chandelier. Elizabeth, what's something that you think is breakable?
A vase.
A vase is breakable. And Carla Lee, what do you think?
Bones are breakable.
Bones are breakable. They're hard to break, but yes, they are breakable. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna do a few more words, and then I want to do an activity with you because I want to see if you can use your suffixes ible and able to make your own words and talk about what they mean. Based on what we know so far, we just reviewed that these are suffixes. Where do I put a suffix?
At the end of the word.
At the end of a word. And these two suffixes means that we're able to do something, we're capable of doing it, or we have the tendency to do it. So I can say that readable is being capable of reading or being able to read. Breakable means I'm able to break it or it's capable of being broken. So when you have your dry erase boards, you're going to make up some words together. And you're going to talk about what the suffix does to change the word. Here's one more thing I want to point out. We did readable, breakable, and edible. Look at those words now. We're going to talk about parts of speech. If I have the word readable, does anybody know what part of speech it is? Like, is it a noun, an adjective, a pronoun? Anybody know what readable is? What do you think it is?
I think it's a verb.
All right, let's use it in a sentence. Can anybody use readable in a sentence? Landon, use it in a sentence.
That book is readable.
That book is readable. That's a really good sentence. So think about it in the sentence. That book is readable. Think about what readable is in that sentence. Is it a verb? That book is readable. A verb is something I can do. Can I readable you?
No.
No? So let's think about a different part of speech. That book is readable. Aiden, what do you think it is? It's describing the book. So what kind of parts of speech describe things?
I'm about to hit 15. Pronouns.
Not pronouns. What words describe things? Adjectives. And you know what? When you add these suffixes to words, you make them adjectives. Because I think you were on to something when you said verb. Because if you look at read and break, what are those? They're verbs because I can break something. Verbs are things that we can do. I can break something. I can read something. Find another one of your words. What about, you pick one this time. Possible. Ooh, that one's hard. Laughable. What else did we pick out? Plausible. Are these words verbs or adjectives?
Verbs.
They're all not verbs. What did we just say the suffix?
Adjective.
The suffix makes it an adjective. Now the root words like laugh and read and break, those root words are verbs. Does that make sense? So we have a root word that's a verb, but when we add the suffix to it, that makes it an adjective. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's look at this word. What word?
Laughable.
Laughable. If something is laughable, that means I'm describing
5
it.
more
That
minutes.
is an adjective. But, Elizabeth, what's the root word? Before I even added that suffix, what was the root word?
Laugh.
The root word was laugh. So, is laugh a verb? Can I laugh?
Yes.
Yes. So, you have a verb, and then you add your suffix, and that changes it to an adjective. Okay? Now what we're about to do is make some of your own words. Okay? We're going to make some of your own words. On a dry erase board, I want you to think about your 2 suffixes. And you are going to make up some words, and you'll discuss with your partner what those words mean. It can be any word that has able or ible as a suffix. Okay? All right, here are your markers. And with your partner, I want you to make up any words that have these 2 suffixes. You did really well on the sort, and we will work with these words so that we can break them down by meaning some more. But right now, just try to think of some words. You can make as many as you'd like. As many as you'd like.
How do you spell makeable? Makeable?
Makeable. Can't really add that suffix to makeable.
Let's
But let's just write it just to see what will happen. Just write it out and see what it happens. Spell make and then add able. Because right now we're focused on how a suffix changes the meaning of the word. How do we spell able? Good. Okay. So we're going to just pretend that this is really a word, and we're going to talk about what makeable means in just a second. Okay. I want y'all to think about any words. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a real word, okay? You can make a word. Just show me that you know what the suffix means.
Okay, I'm going to choose the word.
Ooh, very good. All right, now I want y'all to talk to each other about what your words mean. Our girls, y'all can talk together. Boys, talk about what these words may mean. If you take the root word and the suffix, talk about what those words would mean.
Okay, playable means you can like play it like a video game or something like that.
All right, so Landon and Aiden, we kind of made up some words here that we are thinking about with our suffixes. What suffix did you use? Able or able. So what are your 2 words here?
Makeable and buildable.
Makeable and buildable. Can you find the root word in both of these words? All right, good. So what's your root word in makeable?
Make.
Make. Your root word in buildable is?
Build.
So thinking about what you know about able. Let's say makeable was a word that we really use every day. What would this word mean?
You can see it. You're able to make it.
You're able to make it. Very good, because we know that this means capable of, and you know what make means, that you can put something together. Aiden, can you tell me about buildable?
You're able to build it.
You're able to build it. So your root word is what?
Build.
Build, and your suffix is?
Able.
Able. Very good. All right, let's see if y'all can come up with one more word, and we'll talk about what that means too.